This is Joel Curran coming to you from the Tower Hill Insurance Group in Gainesville, Florida. We have been serving the insurance needs of Floridians for 40 years. On our social media sites, we often get interesting questions or comments. Sometimes people want to know why they need homeowners insurance, or at least why their mortgage company requires them to have it. Well, the simple answer is that the mortgage company wants to protect themselves from a loan default if a house is destroyed by a hurricane, a fire, or other types of structural damage. They also have to protect themselves from defaults when mortgage holders are unable to repay their loan because they have incurred large lawsuit damages. But more about that in a minute. Of course, most homeowners want protection against the same things. Let's look at what the typical homeowner policy covers, and then what it would be like if insurance was not available. Think of an iceberg where only 10% of the iceberg is actually visible. On a day-to-day basis, most homeowners are concerned with visible things like replacing light bulbs and alarm batteries, lawn care or gutter clearing, and minor repairs to things like leaking faucets, torn screens, broken windows, exterior caulking and painting, all those things that keep us busy on the weekends and help keep those big box hardware stores in business. Clearly, these are general maintenance issues, and you would not make insurance claims for these repairs. If you could, the cost of homeowners insurance would skyrocket. At the edge of the iceberg, just above the surface, is periodic maintenance. Examples include new washing machine hoses, replacing worn-out water heaters, repairing steps or handrails, exterior home repairs, cutting down dead trees, even installing hurricane shutters, and of course, replacing worn-out roofs. Good updating helps avoid insurance claims, which in turn keeps your premiums lower. In both these cases, you pay for these things because they maintain or improve your resale value and help avoid the bigger cost and inconvenience of breakdowns. Sometimes, despite your best efforts, major damage does occur, and your homeowner's policy steps in to pay for that damage. Lurking below the surface are the real huge dangers. The part of the iceberg that is the least predictable and is responsible for the most destruction, such as fire, hurricanes, floods, ground collapse. Often there is very little you can do to prevent these occurrences. While Tower Hill can provide a separate policy for flood damage, homeowners policies generally cover the rest. And should you need to vacate the house for repairs, insurance pays for a place for you and your family to stay. Another danger lurking below the surface is the possibility of someone being injured in your home. If this happens, you could be liable for the injuries, and you could lose not only your home, but all of your assets. Your homeowner's policy not only covers you for the award itself, it also pays for the defense costs, even if you are found not liable. The defense costs can mount up very quickly. The amount we will pay for the award is limited by the amount of insurance you select, so you may want to check with your insurance agent to buy enough insurance to cover your assets. In addition, the policy protects the contents of your home from damages or theft. Certain items, such as jewelry, have limited coverage in the policy, but you can get more coverage for valuable items with a scheduled personal property endorsement. Or at Tower Hill, you can add our Emerald endorsement, which includes a package of additional coverages for a very reasonable cost. Okay, so those are some examples of what is covered. Now, what would it be like without homeowners insurance? First of all, I would need a new career. But aside from that, my contention is that your house would be simply that, a house, a disposable asset, and certainly not home sweet home. And your bank accounts would not be safe, as they would be vulnerable to lawsuits that could happen when you least expect them. If you are like most people, your home is your biggest investment. Many of us work most of our careers to pay for it. Would you be willing to stretch to buy a really nice house if you know it could all go away with one stovetop or candle fire, an electrical short, a hurricane, or even a tornado? Or someone tripping and falling in your house or yard? Would you feel comfortable investing in the house by adding an extension or a pool or doing major remodeling? I think not. Think of your mortgage company. How much more would they have to charge in interest to cover the extra exposure they would face because your home was not insured? When you buy homeowners from a company like Tower Hill that has been insuring people, businesses, and homes for 40 years, you have a certain peace of mind. If you are halfway through your career and you lose your biggest asset, you know you will not need to start all over. You feel good about your house. You know that all you put into it can be replaced, at least financially. And that house becomes your home, your castle. Enjoy your castle, Tower Hill customers. You have worked hard for it, and you deserve the peace of mind that comes from insuring with a company like Tower Hill.